Hey guys, alright, so I know I just posted a video about why I changed my diet and all that, and I wanted to follow up because I didn't touch on a few things I wanted to, and I also wanted to make this video for myself to reflect on the year 2016 and things I've learned because of my change of diet and all that, and I want to just remember and kind of record this for myself so I never forget it. So just, putting it out in the universe. So this video is titled What Veganism Has Taught Me, or What Veganism Taught Me. And if you're new to my channel and don't know what the heck is who I am or whatever, I was vegan or plant-based, if you will, for most of 2016, and now I'm back to eating animals. So throughout that year I learned a lot, and the first thing is how I learned how messed up the standard American diet is and what we perceive as healthy. Yeah, like, to me a standard American diet it's a lot of high fat, high carb, and like high protein, high of everything. A lot of processed foods, not as, they say you should eat fruits and vegetables, but I feel like the standard American diet is more carbs and fat than, I don't know. It's just, research the standard American diet, and basically once you find out what it is, steer away from it because it's broken. It's not what will make you healthy. It's not good. It's just not good. So that was a big thing, and I realized I don't want to fall back into that type of diet, and I believe everything I've went through and learned throughout 2016, I should be good, because it's scary. So learned how broken the standard American diet was. I have notes so I don't forget anything. I also learned it's okay to question everything and be curious. So, for example, the big thing was it's okay to question how we eat. It's okay to question how we were taught to eat, or how we learned what healthy foods were. And it's okay to question how things got on our plate, how things are in our refrigerators, how things got to the grocery stores. So, for example, the meat and dairy industry. There's a lot of wrong that happens inside the meat and dairy industry, and I learned a lot about it, and I don't forget it. I didn't forget it, and it's not like I'm pushing it away. It's still something that I am aware of, and it is an ethical struggle with me, because now I do eat meat. So for that, I do try to, source my meat from better places instead of just going to Walmart or Jewel or, a standard grocery store. I try to go to Whole Foods or, buy locally, where I know that I don't actually know because I didn't do it, or I didn't see it with my own eyes, but they state that they don't, feed their animals, what they're not supposed to eat, that they have room to move around, and that, slaughter is never going to be ethical, or humane. I mean, slaughter, but at least, they were raised a little better than, big manufacturing, or, corporate farms. So yeah, I learned it's okay to question all that. I feel like in America we just kind of turn a blind eye and just go for whatever's on our plate or whatever's given to us, and not really think of the whole process. And then along with that, I learned to be grateful for everything that we have, from what's on our plate to the home we have, the clothes we wear, everything. And just to be grateful. And, it kind of goes along with it's okay to question and be curious, because I feel like once you question and you're curious and really look into things, it's humbling, and you end up being very grateful for everything you have, and how, easy it can be to have food and have clothes and have all these things so easily attainable. So I definitely learned to be grateful for everything in my life, all aspects. I also learned to do what is best for me, not for you, not for my family, not for my boyfriend. You know, I have to do what's best for me and what I feel is best for me. When I went vegan last year, a lot of people in my real life they had a lot of questions, they were concerned, but I felt confident with myself. I trusted myself to know what was best for me. You know, I listened and I took some things into consideration, and then I looked into more of that, and I just thought at that time that, you know, going vegan or plant-based and eliminating animal products in my diet was best for me at that time. So, you know, it's good to get opinions, and it's good to, you know, question everything, like I said, but you also, when it comes down to it, you have to trust yourself and do what's best for you, even if no one around you thinks it's the, you know, you're doing or if no one around you, or if everyone around you thinks that you're doing the wrong thing. If you feel that it's in your heart and you've done your research that that's best for you, you need to trust yourself and do what's best for you. I also learned that being different is okay. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. But in my normal life, I was the only vegan I knew in my, like, that I saw and on my day-to-day. You know, I do have a friend that's a pescatarian, so she's primarily vegetarian, and she does eat seafood every now and then. Aside from that, I did also know, someone I work with, a coworker, she was vegan for 5 years but no longer is, so we had some conversations, so that was nice. But aside from that, those two people, everyone else I know in my real life ate meat, dairy, seafood, all of that, and I was the only one really that was vegan or plant-based, and it was okay. You know, it's okay to be different. It's okay, yeah, you know, to be a little different, and that goes for everything, not just your diet, but like your style, your personality, your values, your ethics, your morals. Like, it's okay to be different, as long as, you know, you feel you're doing what's best for you. Kind of go along with the last one. So let's see what else. Okay, I also learned how scary the state of our planet is. There's a lot of things going on that a lot of us don't know about, like global warming and all that. I mean, everyone knows about global warming, but I don't think people understand the effects that we have and our choices goes into the environment and how it affects the environment. So I learned a lot about how the meat and dairy industry is horrible for the environment. I learned things that we could do day to day that could help. And the environmental factors, it's still something I'm looking into and I'm still researching and interested in. But the biggest thing that I learned was just the meat and dairy industry and how detrimental it is to our environment. And so that's why I try to source my meat and animal products from better places to help with that in a way. But yeah, the entire environmental, global warming and all that, I was really introduced to last year being vegan, because being vegan, it's not just your diet, it's your ethics, it's your morals, it's what you believe in, and along with that is, you know, the environment. So yeah, that's crazy. And I still have a lot to learn about it. I also learned about minimalism. So it kind of goes along with being grateful for what you have. I realized I have a lot of crap. Like, I have a lot of clothes, I have a lot of space. This house we bought is very large. It's for a family. It's 3 bedrooms. We're gonna convert the loft into a 4th. So it's a family home, and it's only me and my boyfriend and our dog Carter. So the more I learn about minimalism and like the tiny house movement, the more I really am attracted to it, because in all honesty, we don't use half the rooms that we have in this house. And I don't think we plan to stay here forever, so we do plan in a few years maybe to sell this house or rent it out so that we can find something smaller that fits our lifestyle and fits just us. You know, we don't need all this space. So minimalism. And I also am starting to clean out my closet more and my wardrobe so that, you know, I don't have so many of like similar things or things I don't really wear often. So minimalism, that's something I was introduced to last year, and I'm continuing to look into moving forward. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. I also learned how to cook with different ingredients. Mommy Tang has been a big influence on that, like Korean cuisine and ingredients I never was accustomed to or really introduced to or familiar with at all. And so now, I mean, I have gochugaru and gochujang and soybean paste and all that stuff, and I've learned how to cook with it. I've learned recipes from Mommy Tang, and I've also learned how to adapt it to my taste and what I like. And I mean, aside from the Korean food, but it's a lot of stuff, like different vegetables I've learned to cook with and really that I really like. So, you know, going vegan or plant-based introduced me to a lot of stuff. So, big thumbs up for that, because I'm still incorporating that now, even though I'm no longer vegan. Let's see. I learned to love whole foods, and I loved eating less processed food. So it kind of goes along with the ingredients and all that. I've learned how to make stuff taste good without having to open it from a can or a box or a container. I've learned to just love simple meals, just like I can enjoy just a bowl of rice by itself and it's delicious. Before, I would think a bowl of rice, I would have to like douse it in sauce or like have all this stuff with it. Now I can just enjoy simple things. My taste buds have changed because of it, and it's awesome. And it's still something that I'm continuing, even though I'm not vegan. I'm still trying to be to eat less processed foods and eat more a simple diet on a regular day-to-day basis. I mean, I still eat out sometimes, once in a while, but primarily I now enjoy just cooking for myself and something simple. So that's awesome. I've also learned to listen to my body, so be more intuitive and, one with my body, if you will. So for example, if I'm not feeling well or if I'm feeling tired, I reflect on the things I've eaten, or if I got enough sleep, and then try to adjust it for the next day. Or if I'm tired or sleepy, I will, instead of getting a cup of coffee or a can of pop or some sort of caffeine, if I think back, I'm like, okay, did I have enough carbs? Did I have enough fat and protein? And if I didn't, I kind of think, okay, that might be the reason, and then I'll eat whatever I was lacking. And then usually by then, after 20 minutes after eating what I did, I feel fine and I have more energy and all that. So I'm listening to my body more, and really trying to figure out the foods I need to keep myself full, happy, energized, and all that. So I've learned to really listen to my body and be more intuitive with my eating, rather than just going for a quick fix. So that, a standard American diet would suggest, if you're tired, have a cup of coffee. No, if you're tired, maybe you just didn't eat enough, or maybe have some fruits or some vegetables. You're probably lacking in that. That's why your body's shutting down. So, and I'm, like I said, I'm still continuing that. I remember last year, I don't think I took any medicine, like Advil, Tylenol, or anything like that for anything. Even if I was hungover, instead of going for Advil, I will drink some water, or I'll have a green juice, because usually, when you're hungover, you probably didn't eat well the night before, so your body is craving nutrients. So stuff like that. I've just really learned to hone in on my body and figure that all out. And then the last thing is, kind of goes with do what's best for you, and being different is okay, but I've really learned to not let others' opinions sway me as much as it did in the past. I feel like I've grown a lot in 2016 because I was so different, and I had to stand my ground and really stand up for what I believed in, and what was best for me, and not let others' opinions tear me down, or be like, okay, fine, I'll eat some fried chicken. I really stood my ground and grew a lot, and a big part of it was not letting others' opinions, change my own. It's funny because now that I'm not, because when I went vegan or plant-based, everyone on the internet was very supportive. Pretty much a majority. I mean, there were some people that are like, oh, that's weird, like, what are you doing? You're not gonna get enough protein, whatever. But a majority of my internet family, if you will, was supportive. And then everyone and a lot of the people in my real life had a lot of questions, were not as supportive, if you will, and just very weary and just didn't really like it. They weren't like open arms. And then now that I'm not vegan, it's vice versa. Everyone on the internet, not everyone, but I mean, based on my last video, a lot of people aren't happy with my change, the change that I've made in my diet, not your diet, my diet. And then now everyone in my real life is like, oh yay, welcome back, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I've learned to not let, you know, opinions like that change my mind. You know, I'm doing what I think is best for me, and I'm sticking to it, you know. Of course, you know, if someone has a valid point or something, I'll look into it, but in the end, I'll make my own decision, and it's okay, you know, to do what I think is best for me and to not let everyone else's opinions sway me. So, yeah. All right, this was a long video, but, you know, I learned a lot, so that's it. That's a gist of, you know, what I learned last year being vegan or plant-based. There's a lot more I learned, but that would be a very long video, and I just wanted to make this, you know, the highlights. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If not, it's okay, because like I said, I was making this video more for myself. So, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.